Hello friends, myself Dr. Namdas, Professor Department of Botany, SGM College Karad. Dear friends, today we are talking on one of the important topic of molecular biology by the name nucleic acids. Friends, this topic we have taken from molecular biology, where the molecular biology deals with the study of a detailed information about nucleic acids. Today we study from the nucleic acid DNA, RNA, chromosomes, genes, all these terms. So we know very well this all type of studies of DNA, studies of genes, studies of chromosomes, in short, study of basis of inheritance in terms of the nucleic acid, all that is incorporated into the molecular biology. So here is the attempt we people have planned to study about the nucleic acid. As per the outline of the topic, what we are studying in first segment of the nucleic acid, here we are understanding the introduction or history of this nucleic acid, how this nucleic acid will come on the platform through the efforts of different scientists. Then afterwards, we are understanding the composition of these nucleic acids, structure of the nucleic acid. Then scientifically, which structure of the nucleic acid is accepted by all the scientists of the world. That structure we are going to study in detail. The name of that structure or the scientist is Watson and Crick. Watson and Crick model of the DNA. Then different types of the DNAs are there. So there we study under one title known as forms of DNA or types of DNA. So what are the different types? In outline, they are A type, B type and Z type. We are studying them after the Watson and Crick. So first part of this lecture about the nucleic acid, we are starting from history of the nucleic acid to the composition structure of the nucleic acid. Let us come to the introduction or historical account of the nucleic acid. As we know, our understanding about the nucleic acid is that these are the substances which are responsible for inheritance of the characters. And so therefore we call them as DNA or the genes. They are the unit of inheritance among the different living organisms. How this unit, how this DNA is discovered, how these nucleic acids are discovered. So the story starts from one important name, and this name is Friedrich Michel. See, nucleic acid, this word is due to the attention of the scientist Friedrich Michel. It was the period of 1869. Means in 1869, the scientist Friedrich Michel worked on some substances, and finally this substance he cleared as this is a nucleic acid. What happens actually at that time? So in that historical account, it was the period where there is a Franco-Prussian War. Means in 1869 there was Franco-Prussian War. Means there is a battle in between the two countries. There is a war in between the two countries. And so, if it is a war, or it is a battle, obviously there should be the fight among the soldiers. And due to that fight of the soldiers, some of the soldiers get injured. These injured soldiers, from that place, they are brought to the laboratory in Tübingen, where the Friedrich Mischer was working in the laboratory. See here, at that time, Friedrich Mischer was of 22 years old, and he was a Swiss physician working in that laboratory by the name. It is a Felix Hope Cellar in Tübingen city. So, this Friedrich Mischer was working in that laboratory. That was the period where there is a Franco-Prussian war. Soldiers were injured in that war. They were admitted into that laboratory or hospital. After the admission, the soldiers were treated by the staff of the laboratory. They were dressed to that injured part of the body after some days. When their injuries are become healing, start to healing, and it is a need of changing the dressing of the first dressing. They remove the first dressing on the wounds of the soldiers. The dressing is of a surgical bandage. So what is that surgical bandage covered with that wounds or the injuries on the soldiers? They are removed from the body and placed in one container, and then afterwards a new dressing is made into the soldier, on the body of the soldiers, and they were kept in the laboratory. Friedrich Mischer was collected these surgical bandages which are discarded from the body of the soldiers. All these bandages collected by the Friedrich Mischer, and he isolated some of the substances attached to the surgical bandages. And these substances attached to the surgical bandage, they are the pus cells. So pus cells are attached to the surgical bandage of the soldier, and these pus cells are isolated by Friedrich Mischer and started to study under microscope. What is that substance? What is in that pus cell? So when he isolated the pus cells on the slide under the microscope, when he observed, he found some of the substance, macromolecular substance in that pus cell, and this substance he named as it is a nuclein. Means isolated pus cells observed by the Friedrich Mischer. In that cell, at the center he found one important substance, and that substance named by the Friedrich Mischer as a nuclein. Means what today we call nucleic acid, DNA, RNA, that was, according to the Friedrich Mischer, it was a nuclein. What is that substance? Don't know for the Friedrich Mischer. So structure and function of that substance is not known to the Friedrich Mischer. So therefore, what he observed, that is submitted for the publication. But where that research or findings were sent for publication, the editor was doubtful. What is this actually the observation or the finding of this experiment? He was doubtful, so he not published, or he delayed the publication of that research. After that, subsequent research of different scientists as like Altman, Rosenberg and other team of the molecular biologists worked in detail on that substance, and finally all that come to the conclusion that this material observed by Friedrich Mission as a nuclein has acidic properties, and hence that nuclein substance was known as nucleic acids. So in this way, nucleic acids, discovery of the nucleic acid, the contribution of the nucleic acid, the credit goes to Friedrich Mission. When we talk on the nucleic acid, dear students, there are two types of nucleic acids. By the name, they are deoxyribonucleic acids and ribonucleic acids. Deoxyribonucleic acids, it is known as DNA. Second is ribonucleic acid. It is known as RNA. It means that the nucleic acids are of two types, DNA and RNA. In 1953, James Watson and Francis S. Crick studied DNA structure. See here, this DNA structure is first of all studied by James Watson and Francis Crick. See here, this structure they have explained, but their total explanation is based on one of the information provided by a couple of scientists below, and that scientists are known as Maury Wilkins and Rosalind Franklin. Maurice Wilkins and Rosalind Franklin. These scientists, these molecular biologists, they have studied X-ray crystallographic image of the DNA. Means DNA they are exposed to the X-ray beam, and what the picture is developed on a film of X-ray. That film is studied and observed by Maurice Wilkins and Rosalind Franklin, and this information they have provided to the Watson and Crick. On that basis, Watson and Crick have proposed the structure or information of the DNA structure. See here. Now, come to the composition of the nucleic acid. In short, composition of the DNA. DNA or the nucleic acids are composed with different components. There are three main components. They are we call as a sugar, as a pentose sugar. Second is phosphate group, and third one is nitrogen bases. This nucleic acid or the DNA structurally composited with, or its composition is made up of pentose sugar, phosphate group and nitrogen bases. So what type of that sugar? Let us come to know. Sugar. It is a pentose sugar called as deoxyribose sugar. In DNA, sugar is important composition of the DNA. It is a pentose sugar, so called deoxyribose sugar or ribose sugar. See here, it has 5 carbon compound and has pentagonal structure. When we see this structure, it is a pentangular, means 5 carbon. See here is 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. So this pentangular 5 carbon ring structure, it is of pentose sugar. When it is present in DNA, it is a deoxyribose sugar. See here. Then second composite part of DNA or the nucleic acid is phosphate group. Phosphate group, it is derived from phosphoric acid. See here, phosphate is there after the sugar in the DNA. Phosphate group is very important because it helps to link the nucleotide on the DNA strand for consequent strand formation. Means the nucleotides present on the DNA strands, they are connected, means each nucleotide is connected with each other by phosphate group. And so this phosphate group is derived from the phosphoric acid. So phosphate is very important to continue the chain of nucleotide. So there should be a continuous strand formation takes place. See here. Next important part of the nucleic acid or the DNA. Pentose sugar, phosphate group, and there are nitrogen bases. These nitrogen bases present in the nucleic acid or the DNA, they are the cyclic compounds. Means they are the carbon compounds made up of carbon, hydrogen, oxygen and nitrogen atoms. Nitrogen bases are the cyclic compounds. They are composed of carbon, hydrogen, oxygen and nitrogen atoms. These nitrogen bases are of different kinds. In the DNA or the nucleic acid, there are 4 important nitrogen bases, and these are adenine, thymine, guanine, cytosine. See here, one of the nitrogen base is there, that is uracil. When there is RNA, cytosine nitrogen base is replaced by uracil. So in short, the nitrogen bases are 4: adenine, which are indicated as A, thymine as a T, guanine as a G, and cytosine and uracil as C and U respectively. It means that nitrogen bases are adenine, thymine, guanine and cytosine. See here. These 4 nitrogen bases, means nitrogen bases from the nucleic acid or on the DNA, they are grouped into, means they are categorized into 2 groups known as purines and pyrimidines. Nitrogen bases are classified into purines and pyrimidines. So let us know about the purines. What are these purines? These purines are the double ring compound structure. Purines are double ring compound of the structures. They are further identified as adenine and guanine. So among that 4 nitrogen bases, 2 are the purines, where structurally they are double ring compound. And these 2 of the nitrogen bases, they are adenine and guanine. See here, the cyclic 6 carbon and 5 carbon compound, a double ring compound, cyclic. When there is a double ring cyclic compound, at that time that chemical constituents, they are classified into or grouped under the purines. So in short, there are two nitrogen bases, they are the purines known as adenine and guanine. Next, out of the 4, after adenine and guanine, the next nitrogen bases, they are called pyrimidines. Pyrimidines, they are again as like the purines, they are single ring compound. Here is a difference we have to note in between purines and pyrimidines, that purines are double ring compound structure and pyrimidines are single ring compound. Both are cyclic. See here. So 6 carbon, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 carbon hexagonal single ring compound known as pyrimidines. So out of that 4 nitrogen bases, cytosine and thymine, these are considered as pyrimidines. Now see, in nucleic acid or the DNA, these nitrogen bases, they are named as nucleosides, or they participate in formation of nucleosides and nucleotides, because these nucleotides are the part of the DNA strand in the nucleic acids. So what is that nucleoside? When we call them as a nucleoside, what is that nucleotide? When we call them as a nucleotide, all that we are understanding in that talk. So coming to this first, nucleosides. So we have to ask a question, what is nucleoside? So nucleoside is a combination of chemical substances present on the DNA strands in the form of nitrogen base along with pentose sugar. Means when on the DNA strand there is a composition or combination of sugar and nitrogen base together, at that time it is called nucleoside. See here, structurally we understand here, these are we call double ring compound structure. What we know, it is a purine. Okay. So these nucleosides are adenosine, guanosine, cytidine and thymidine. So there are 4 nucleosides. Now come to the again see here the structure of the nucleosides, where this double ring compound structure in the form of purines and pyrimidines, adenosine, guanosine, thymidine and cytidine. Structurally they are look like as like this. Now come to the nucleotides. As like a nucleoside, nucleotides are also same to the nucleoside, but there is addition of phosphate. Means when on the DNA strand there is a pentose sugar, nitrogen base and phosphate. Collectively when 3 are together, then it is called a nucleotide. See this structure. When nucleoside is along with the phosphate, then it is called a nucleotide. So this is simple difference between nucleoside and nucleotide. Say this is a pentangular pentose sugar along with the nitrogen base. So nitrogen base, here is a sugar and it is connected with this phosphate group. When it is connected with one phosphate, it is called AMP. When it is connected to the 2 phosphate, then it is a diphosphate. When it is connected with the 3 phosphate, then it is a triphosphate. So according to this, these different nitrogen base, they are known as nucleotides in the form of AMP, GMP, CMP and TMP. See here, these 4 nitrogen bases in the form of purines and pyrimidines, they are always paired with each other. It is very important that always there is a pairing in between the base, in between the nucleotides of purines with pyrimidines. Means adenine with thymine. Adenine with the thymine. Here purines are double ring compound, pyrimidines are single ring compound. Always there is a pairing in between adenosine and thymine. It is same when we talk on the guanine and cytosine. Here always there is a pairing in between guanine and cytosine, but there is a little bit difference. When A pairs with the T, there is a double bond. When G pairs with the T, there is a triple bond. See, in this way, every nitrogen base or nucleotide is connected with each other by the phosphate group, and then afterwards a sequence or chain of the nucleotide is formed. It is known as polynucleotide chain. See here. Again, one property to that DNA or the nucleic acid is that DNA strands are complementary. Means one strand have ability to develop its opposite strand. So come to this strand. It starts with this thymines, cytosine in this way in downward direction. See here, opposite to T there is A, G, A, C, G, A. When we look in this way, there is a pairing in between adenosine to thymine, thymine to adenosine, guanine to cytosine, cytosine to guanine. It means that T forms the A, G forms the C. In this way, a continuous strand of the nucleotide in opposite direction opposite nature is formed, so it is called complementary. See here. When both these strands come together with pentose sugar, nitrogen base and phosphate group, we found this structure of double strand of the DNA. See here. This double strand of the DNA is become complete by synthesis of one nucleotide by another nucleotide connection with the help of phosphate group on complementary strand, and in this way it synthesizes a new strand. See here, what the actual picture we look into the double strand of the nucleic acid DNA. See here, pentose phosphate group along with the pentose sugar, nitrogen base. This is the nucleotide. This nucleotide pairs with the thymine, another nucleotide, pentose sugar and phosphate. This A and T, they are linked with each other, paired with each other due to presence of this weak hydrogen bond. Means there is a base pairing takes place in between A to T and G to C with the help of double bond and triple bond. Thank you.